The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Hello, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, not Tom or Tommy O'Brien. I'm filling in for them Friday. They'll be back at it on Monday. But in the meantime, you've got me for the next hour. That means I've got you, which is what I love to do. What I love to do is help you take a look at whatever instrument it is that you are. I don't have the face going? I do. Oh, Tuesday. Okay, they'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you. So we get that detail ironed out and corrected. But in any event, this whole next hour, I'm really here to serve you, which is what I'd like to do. So you can give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, we've got you covered there too, which is you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. But inside that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, anything will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fantastic Friday. If you are listening in at the normal hour, 1 to 2 o'clock out there, it's now 1:07. Thanks so much for doing that. I'll try to make today's show as pertinent as I can to what things to be looking at during that time frame out there. Then I'll be back to the normal programming. Well, maybe if they're not here on Tuesday, maybe not till, take that back. We're closed on Monday. That's right. We got a holiday weekend out here. So we'll be back to normal, and I'll be back to normal on my 1 o'clock slot on Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get into it. Take a look at the market, see what they're doing at 10:07 in the morning. A mixed bag out here. Semis, transports are trading to the upside. So is the New York Stock Exchange. Wilshire has just turned slightly positive. You've got the Dow off 43. The S&P is flat. NASDAQ down 27. Russell is off a couple of points out there. Leading the charge dollar-wise to the upside, you've got Illumina up $51, Coherent up 35, that's 15%. Lam Research 18, Mohawk Industries 14, Bumble is up 12 to the downside. Blackline up $22, Dexcom 15, Amazon's down 13, Sanera MedTech off 13 or 32%, yikes. Tesla's off 15, trading out at $7.95, and Amazon down about $12. So let's go take a really short term. What's going on? Just the short-term trends this morning out here. Here's gold, silver, light sweet crude, and natural gas. So a 10-minute time frame chart. And on this 10-minute time frame chart, I'll have any trend lines that have formed, as well as where those TAS market profiles are. So Goldilocks, you can see, tried to bust above that little descending trend line. That lasted just for a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. But it's below a descending trend line and above a rising trend line. It's about to enter the cone of silence out there. Only Get Smart knows which way gold is going to break. And I am not Get Smart out here. We're just going to have to watch and watching. That's really about it. Take a look at silver, also trading in between a descending and rising trend line out there. A light sweet crude just simply looks like it's headed back to yesterday's high. And if you take a look at natural gas, you can see that it had a nice bounce up into about the 8 o'clock time frame, set up that descending trend line, and prices pulled right back to the rising trend line. So it looks like we're pretty much range bound here inside of natural gas. If we go take a look at what's going on in the equity futures contracts, take a look at its trends, you're going to see the ES Mini trading within its cone of silence. You're really actually trying to break out of it right now. We'd say it closed above 39.08 for 2 consecutive bars, which suggest a run towards its most recent highs. Again, we're looking at a 10-minute time frame, so it's referring to those most recent highs. The NASDAQ here is consolidating inside its 10-minute profile, support at 13,685, resistance 13,714. The Dow doing the same thing, but you can see these descending trend lines, rising trend lines. The Russell 2000 right now trying to break that trend, and it already has. And if it continues to, I'd say, trade above 2279, that's going to suggest that it wants to run higher. So the Russell 2000 not willing to back off. Let's not spend too much time on the 10-minute time frame charts out there. There's a quick overview. Let's go take a look at the larger time frames, get a picture, a feel for what's going on. We'll begin by taking a look at the daily time frames for the 4 equity futures contracts. What you're going to see out here is, if you look in the very right-hand panels, both the Dow, YM, Russell 2000, RTY, each have new profiles. Now, the Russell 2000 profiles are solid. The YM's profiles are not solid. We're using Stevie's advanced Doppler tool, so it gives an indication right now where buyers and sellers reside, but I won't know until really Sunday now whether or not its profile, which has resistance at 31,359 and support at 31,043, whether that will hold. And in fact, during the day, this profile may change, can even go away. But right now we use the information. And the use of the information would say on any move lower, you'd be looking for support at around 31,043. If price can close above 31,350, well, that would be bullish for the Dow equity future contract out here. So that's what the profiles are communicating to us. Let's actually go take a look at their charts. Let me see where I've got one that we can take a look at. That's worthwhile. Let's go right here. Let's start with the NQ, which is already up on my screen. So let's begin by looking at the daily time frame. Let's break this down for you. And on the daily time frame, we can see that on Wednesday, we had a bearish engulfing key reversal session. Now, the importance of that bar is the fact that it confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So that was step number one. You need a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. The second element is price must close below Stevie's green line. We can see that that has not happened. That's the oscillator and change line. That's where the NQ is trading right now, which is about 13,706. We're at 13,703. So if the NQ closes below that oscillator and change line out here, that's going to suggest that we should at least see a pullback to the 13,512 level. 13,512 being the top of that daily profile. If price can close below that, then we start taking a look at those other profiles, and below the bottom, well, we'd be looking at the breakout area of 11,869. Now, we'll go take a look at the other shorter term time frame chart. So I'll just pull this chart up on the screen, because what I want to do is try to give you as little information as you need, which is the most information that you need. And as the markets, as the cash market opened, what I noticed was that the Dow YM equity future contract traded right up into resistance for its 30-minute time frame. That resistance level is 31,393. That's set up by the TD9 pattern out there. I won't go into the details of that, but that is your key breakdown area. If you see the Dow equity future contract trading above 31,393 for this time frame, which is a 30-minute time frame, we'll tell you about a strong momentum move to the upside out there. We don't have that in place right now. That's resistance. Where's support? Excellent. That's at 31,242. Again, this is on a 30-minute basis. I throw out numbers to you. Depends on the time frame that we're looking at. Each of those are different. Each of those are valid for those time frames. And taking a look at the NQ, we can see on its 30-minute basis that this actually formed a top with a TD9 count pattern. It's a great pattern, folks. I teach it to you. You just subscribe to Mastering Probability. You'll get access to that, and I really encourage you to do that. So at about 7:30 last evening, we had a TD9 count inside the NQ. What took place yesterday on the move lower was just a test of its breakout level. That was at 13,655. And that level was tested again earlier this morning, as well as close to being tested, the new breakout area, which is 13,640 out here. So the breakout levels inside the NQ have held. And in fact, they've held spectacularly over the last, day and a half. This day's just beginning, so to speak. And so that's an area that you're going to want to watch, 13,640. We took a look at the daily time frame. It's got that confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Watching that daily oscillator and change line. And now the real key level to watch inside the NQ is going to be 13,640. You see two closes below that consecutively on a 30-minute time frame. That's suggesting the lower price that we looked at on the daily time frame. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the Dow down 64 points right now. The S&P is off 3. So let's go to our first request. First request coming in from our Tiger's Den, which, folks, if you haven't test drove that, please come over to the website, the homepage of TFNN.com. I believe you can test drive that for 30 days. Amazing group of human beings inside there. If you think you learn a lot here on the shows, you're going to learn a ton inside our Tiger's Den as well. So let's go take a look at the first request. And the first request is to take a look at NLiveX. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's spelled ENLIVEX, so you tell me how to pronounce it. But ENLV is a ticker symbol. Right now, it's got a brand new profile that is formed out here. And so it's trading in between support and resistance, support being 1710, resistance at 2327. It's above the resistance levels of its weekly and monthly profile. So each of those look good, but we're going to go take a look at Stevie's white background charts, look for any other signals. Was there a top when it made its high in the daily time frame? And we'll know here momentarily. Now, obviously, it topped, so to speak, because it's a high. But what I was really saying was there some type of topping pattern that I use that was present at those highs? And there was. It was called wave number 7. That is letter G. That's the big rogue wave out there. That's courtesy of Basil Chapman. So when you get a topping pattern out there, price then pulls back to support. So in this case here, when that had formed or began forming, the only support was the oscillator and change line. But now, over the last couple of days, we now have a new daily profile. So that becomes our real support area. And price is trading within inside that range, which is 1710 to 2237. If price did close below 1710, you'd be looking at 1183. That would just simply price coming back to its breakout area. We don't have any indication at this stage on the daily time frame that that's what its intent is, but certainly as long as price is below 2237, move to the 1886 range is likely. Weekly time frame chart for this instrument shows no topping pattern at this stage, so suggests higher price. Monthly chart looks like it wants to eventually go tackle the 5280-ish type area out here. That looks good. Let's look at the short-term time frame since price has been pulling back. So the short-term time frame being a 30-minute that we'll look at. You've got a TD9 count top here. And this would indicate to us right now that if price were to close below 1956, you would likely see $17. There's not an indication that price wants to move higher at this stage here. So that's what we see when we take a look at ticker symbol ENLV. Hope that helps you out with regard to that. No other requests at this stage. Phone lines are open, 877-927-6648. Of course, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. So let's continue just kind of touring around the charts. You know what? We spent some time with the NQ. Should we go spend some time with the ES mini? We probably should. So let's go do that. Actually, since I've got the Dow Equity Future Contract up on my screen here, let's take a look at the devious thing to set the tops in the market, potentially set the tops in the market. Now, what I mean by that, well, I guess I'll show you what I mean by that. But first, with regard to the Dow, this is the Dow Equity Future Contract. As we take a look at this daily time frame chart, there is no topping pattern just yet. But yesterday was bar number 8 of a TD9 count. And yesterday's high of the count was the highest high thus far. That says today, if it forms bar number 9, we would have a valid topping pattern inside the Dow Equity Future Contract. Now, that would then be joining the ES, the NQ, and the Russell 2000. So, in other words, all four would be in sync out here. In order for the Dow Equity Future Contract to generate that signal, we need to have another, well, by the end of the day, what we really need is, or what it needs, it must close above 31,287. We're trading at 31,301 right now. So you can see that's not that many points away. Now, what happens if price closes below the number that I gave to? Well, I'll tell you what will happen is that TD9 count pattern goes away, and there will not be a topping signal inside the Dow Equity Future Contract for its daily time frame. So the devious thing would be to have another day, like the last three, where it's really a narrow range bound session, and price closes above. Again, that price point out here is going to be 31,287. If you get that, then what we have is all of the equity future contracts in sync. What we won't have necessarily, or I don't know whether we will or we won't, is price above or below the oscillator unchanged line out there. If it's above the oscillator unchanged line, here are the four equity future contracts as we speak right now. And you can see the YM, the Russell 2000, and the ES are both trading above that. And the NQ is kind of like right on it. It's just slightly below that level out there. Why is that important? Look, when that line is green, it tells us we have a price oscillator that's above zero, and price is above the green line tells us we have a rising price oscillator above zero. And that is just simply a bullish condition. And the only way that that does not become or retain that bullish condition is some level of support failing. And that first level of support would be that oscillator and change line. That's printing right now at 31,240. So if you're a bear, what you actually want to see today is a narrow range bound day, or at least the Dow Equity Future Contract closing above that number that I gave to you. So that's what that's at this stage here. That's what I think is the most likely outcome. Whether that comes to fruition or not, I don't know. Now, the reason why I think that would make sense and that could be the outcome is as follows. So one of the things that I do for subscribers, track all kinds of instruments and provide them with all kinds of information and data, because everybody is trading different things, different indices, and we've got traders from around the globe here. So what I do is, you're familiar if you've been listening to my show. Now, obviously, I'm filling in for the O'Briens this morning. But if you do listen to my show, the lingo that I'm using is familiar to you. You may not completely understand it, but you'll at least be familiar with it. And you know that I'm looking for the TD9 count tops. I'm looking for wave number 7. That's letter G. And we're looking for Rhodes Momentum Indicator patterns out there. And so here is the primary U.S. indices. You've got the cash indices up in the to begin with. We've got our leads off with the NASDAQ Composite, the Dow Jones Industrials, the Transports, and the NDX 100, New York Stock Exchange, so on and so forth. And then I've got it broken down daily, weekly, monthly. What are there any Rhodes Momentum Indicator signals? You can see a plethora inside here. I take a look at the TD9 counts, looking for bars 8 or 9 or any other number that has a star next to it. If it's got a star next to it, we've got a valid TD9 count top. So here I've got those for the daily, weekly, monthly time frame. And then here we've got the Chapman wave counts. So I've got letter G's are what you're really looking for to identify tops or bottoms. So, for example, you've got G in the XLP for its down wave on a daily basis out there. So you've got both top and bottom signals out here. And when we take a look at this, just really focus in on the U.S. markets, the index ETFs, the sectors within inside the S&P 500. Look at all the sea of red. I'm not referring to red in dollars and pulling back, but all the sea of red that just says, caution Will Robinson. Who was Will Robinson? In any event, that's what it says, is caution. It says caution whomever out there. So in taking a look at this, boy, wouldn't the devious thing, the market's just waiting for the Dow to give the official signal out there. And so that's how I came up with that conclusion that I shared with you. Whether it's going to turn out that way or not, I don't know. But here's what you do know. You're taking a look at this. You tell me, are the markets potentially setting up to form some type of top? It sure looks that way on February the 12th at 10:26 in the morning. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The gold report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The gold report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The gold report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the gold report now. Protect your buying power. Order the gold report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. This is Steve Rhodes filling in for Tom and Tommy O'Brien. If you're listening in the normal programming time, 1:30 in the afternoon, I will be back to the normal slot on Tuesday. Monday is a holiday out there, so it'll be nice to have a extra day off. You know, I've received a number of emails over the last week or so, talking about the volume aspects, lack of volume inside the marketplace, and why I don't spend that much time on it. And first of all, it's because we've got two great hosts here that do spend a lot of time on it, and I should be providing you with something different. Otherwise, I would perhaps just be regurgitating what they're saying. But differently than that, I look at things differently out here. I've always looked at things differently. And so one of the things that I've started looking at, and this is just an example, I haven't done enough research on this, but if you take, this is Apple's outstanding shares, taking us back to September 26th of 2015 out here. We can go back further, but let's just take a look at where we're at. What you can see here is we have in September 26, 2015, there were 22.32 billion shares outstanding for Apple, that is, right? So that's going to be the leader out here. So 22.3 billion shares. As of January 15th, a month ago, 2021, they're down to 16.8 billion shares. That is a lot of shares that have been taken off the market. So if you're comparing volumes today versus yesterday, or maybe versus further back like in 2015, isn't this saying that you need less volume today to, in essence, do the same thing? Does that make any sense to you? I don't know if I'm confusing you or not, but if there is less supply, then you need less demand to generate prices moving higher. You kind of following me out there? And we know that buybacks over the last many years, but here you and I, we're clearly taking a look at it. And it's not a factor that is baked into any kind of charting analysis out there, but it just seems logical to me that and I know that we can do this. Well, we can probably do the same thing here just for the cues themselves. Of course, how did I do the search to get that? Let's see if I put in here. I'm not familiar with this Y charts or what have you. I don't subscribe to it or anything. I just did a quick search on that to be able to see if I could find something quickly that I could discuss with you or bring to your attention, or really try to be able to answer that question. That's not doing it. And so I really think if I were going to be spending time taking a look at volume analytics out there, I'd really want to take that into consideration. I would think that anybody would want to take that into consideration out there, because if you've got less supply and you're trying to compare apples to apples, which we're not here when we took a look at the outstanding shares inside of Apple. Here we go, QQQ outstanding history. Let's see what pulls up on this real quickly. And so I'm going to spend some time on that. And this next chart that came up doesn't not as good as the first one that we looked at on Apple. So anyways, I just throw that out there, and that's really my response to those folks that send in the emails and ask questions about why I do or I don't take a look at certain things out there. And so there you go. As Gus in my big fat Greek wedding would say, there you go. Let's go to a question out here. We've got one. That was just my stalling until a question came in. This one coming in from Mike in New Hampshire. Mike, thanks so much for writing in. Mike wants to take a look at ticker symbol QuantumScape. So let's get this here rolling. QuantumScape, QS is the ticker symbol out here. Trade out of 53.42. Let's read Mike's question, though. Wanted to buy QuantumScape, but it jumped this morning. Symbol QS, right? Could you please describe support, resistance, and possible entry point? Well, Mike, price right now is trading above resistance. We're going to go see if there's some type of bottom signal on the daily time frame. But the price right now, even though you would have liked to have bought it at a lower price, such as the close yesterday, around $42 and change out here, even if you had bought it, and I don't know if we got a bottom me pattern or not, but what we could have with two closes above 50.45, Mike, whether there's a bottom or not, is a signal of a change in trend, because resistance will have failed. So one of your questions was, where's resistance? 50.45. Your next question was, where's support? Well, oftentimes, we don't know where price is going to close today, but if price does close above 50.45, well, old resistance could become new support. If it didn't become new support and price closed back below 50.45, the answer to your question, where is support? 42.80. And that becomes the bottom of its daily profile. QuantumScape has not been around long enough to generate data to form a weekly or monthly profile. So it's only the daily that Mike and I can use to assess where is support. Okay, we've got that out of the way. Let's go take a look at the white background charts out here, because really what Mike is asking is, where's an entry point? And what you'd like to see ideally, you'd like to see some type of bottoming signal, such as a TD9 count. And voila, Mikey, you got it. You had a TD9 count bottom that formed here on February the 1st. And that low has not been taken out. When I say not been taken out, there's not been a close below that low. So what you have is you have a valid bottoming signal. That was your signal to get into the trade. Now you're asking, hey, where's the entry point out here? I'm going to caution you to not jump on board right now. I'm actually going to, I would prefer, if it's me, I would prefer to pay a higher price to confirm this bottom and its change in trend. How do we do that, Steve-O? Well, we're going to use those TD9s, Mike. Now, you may choose to do something different and go for it. But 54.55 is the resistance level of the TD9 breakdown area. So we have one change in trend signal. That's at present at 10:36 in the morning because price is trading above its daily profile. But now that we have my other charts open and because we use this TD9 count, we also know where the next resistance level was. You were asking me for resistance as well, 54.55. Odds favor that if price can close above that, you really do have a change in trend signal and you can begin building your position. If you want a lower entry price right now, the only other area I could give you is around the 4608-ish level, which is the oscillator unchanged line. So that's what you're seeing on a daily time frame. Now, let's go look at a 30-minute. And on the 30-minute chart, we're just trying to figure out was there any kind of top or not, and there wasn't. We can see the A to B equals CD. Even though I can't draw it, there's an A to B equals CD. And I apologize, actually, there is a seventh wave move, letter G out here. So maybe price is going to pull back. But even if it does pull back, what you're really looking for here, because of that bottom, is some type of confirmation. Let me pull open the weekly chart again. The weekly chart, well, gee, so on this package here, I've actually got a weekly cash market profile down at 39.86, which it was near the low of last week. So that actually looks pretty good. You know, I've given you the information, Mike, that the charts are providing to you, and you've got to make the decision from here. The last piece of that decision, though, that I want you to have the information on is what is the average true range from the last 10 days? And that is $5.13. So should you enter a trade on this, your stop needs to be $5.13 times some Fibonacci number, either 1.272 or 1.618. I'm just going to use the 1.618 off the top of my head. I said it was $5.13. I'm just going to use $7.50 as an example. I know that's not the exact number out there, but that's the quick math inside Stevie's brain. And so your stop would need to be $7.50. And what that means, $7.50 below your entry price out there, what that means is all that using a wide stop does is changes your position size. And when it comes to position size, you want to learn all about it. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We still have the chart of QS up on our screen. We had a question inside the Tiger's Den basically about the TD9 count pattern, how to trade it, what the information means. So on the TD9 count pattern out here, the low of the pattern's got to occur on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. In this case here, it was the bar following 9. So it's really February 1st low that you're paying attention to. As long as price does not close below that, then the pattern remains active. When I say remains active as a bottoming signal. That price is $40.62. Now, when a bottom pattern, I don't care what kind of bottom pattern forms out there, the only thing that, in this case here, buyers have the opportunity to do is push price up to resistance. We never know whether price is going to be able to get through resistance or not. We do know. And so knowing where resistance is helps you from a money management of whether you're going to take the trade or not. So you prefer to see, for example, a wider profile than narrow profile. QS had a fairly narrow profile running from 42.80 to 50.45 out there. So, but the way that you would trade it is if you saw a close below the bar that formed the TD9 count, in this case here we know it's the bar after bar 9, or the trading day of February 1st, or the price point of 40.62, you would close out the trade. The reason is that when you close below the bottom of a TD9 count, it's suggesting some strong momentum to the downside, and that price target would then be 16.64. That's the next TD9 breakout level out there. That's that red horizontal line. For example, let's come further on the left-hand side of the chart, the TD9s, to see how, in the case of QuantumScape, how it's using the TD9s and using, just as I explained to you, what they're doing and how to trade them. If you take a look at the trading day of November 30th, you'll see that that is the bar following bar number 9. That formed the TD9 count top. Again, in this case here, all sellers have the opportunity to do is try to push price back to support. And that is exactly what they did. Over the next 2 sessions, they pushed price right down to a green oscillator unchanged line. Price tested and rejected that. That was a bullish signal out there. And then when the TD9 count pattern failed, meaning price got above the high of 1130, that was telling you a strong momentum move to the upside. And when we take a look at the chart, now, I'm not communicating sentences, words, paragraphs any different to you because I'm looking at the chart and it's easy to see what actually unfolded. you go back and listen to show after show, you're probably getting tired of me communicating these exact same consistent sentences to you about how this pattern works and how to use it. So now what we should know is if price is able to take out resistance at that 54.55 level, that's telling us that not only was this a TD9 count bottom, but you had a change in trend as well. And that could then take us all the way back up to those highs in the 130 area. So it's worth waiting at this stage here, in my opinion, for price to prove itself to you, or let price get above 54.55, pull back, buy from there. But everybody's got to make their own decisions as to what to do. So hope that helps you out. Let's go to our next question. Next question coming in from Jack R. And Jack writes in, and he wants to take a look at MEOH. So let's fire this puppy up. MEOH. See what it is. This is Jack in Minnesota. Jack, thanks for listening, and thanks for writing in. And Jack's question is, what's the next move up? Oh, we've got a caller. I tell you what, Jack, I'm going to come back to this for you, but because we have call-ahead seating, we've got to go right to our caller. Who's our caller? We got Mark in Fort Collins. Mark, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. Thanks for asking. And light sweet crude is you indicated USO. That I think that you want to take a look at. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking to see if there's a short opportunity in the USO crude area. I know you've been talking about that in your newsletter a little bit, but no about crude topping out. So let me.
Yeah. So is USO? Is it just oil, or is that services inside?
No, it's just the oil.
It is just the oil. Okay. So can we take a look at light sweet crude first? So let's take a look at USO, and then let's go to the chart for let's take a look at USO, and then let's go to the chart for light sweet crude. So here, when we take a look at this chart, there's a brand new profile that formed today, or is trying to form today, and we can see that price is above that profile. Are you watching this on Target TV? Can you see this?
Yes.
Chart?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I can see.
So the meaning, when a profile forms below price, that is a bullish signal from a profile standpoint. And then when I take a look at USO, so I know that, and then when I take a look at the weekly and the monthly, well, the weekly's trading above its profiles. The signal today coming from USO is bullish. That says to us that USO should run up to 43.78, the top of the monthly profile. I can see that we have a bearish reversal candle from yesterday. I don't know if there was and certainly there's A to B equals CD patterns all over the place inside USO. So we know that. So another way of taking a look at this, even though we've got that bullish message, the more super bullish message would be a close above the high from Wednesday. And so if USO begins trading above 39.47, I would say there's no signal there at all to try to take that short. Is there a sell the D point because of yesterday's candle inside of USO? Absolutely. But with this new profile that's forming here, it's kind of dangerous. Does that make any sense? You know what I'm trying. Yep. Does that make it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I called, because I was wondering about that.
Now I'm going to pull over the USO chart itself. And today, you'll see that on USO, so this is tracking similarly to light sweet crude. When we pull over the light sweet crude chart, folks, you'll see this. But we're going to have it looks like we're going to have a valid TD9 count pattern here. So that's interesting. I don't know this has all the data. This chart looks slightly different than yesterday's, because yesterday had that bearish reversal candle. Shoot. Okie dokie. So now what's Stevie going to do? We're going to read this chart here. We know about the TD9s. I want to go ahead and get the light sweet crude up on my chart. So just because if I have to update that chart there, it may take just a few minutes, and then I've got to ask you to tell me a good joke. Do you have any good jokes, by the way?
Not super appropriate, but if you want to.
Not super appropriate. Oh yeah, sure. Let her rip.
What's the difference between an oral and a rectal thermometer?
Oh, wow. Well, I think I know the difference, but why don't you tell me the difference?
The taste.
The taste. Okay. All right. There you go. Hey, great. Well, that was clean enough for the show. Now let's slide right into light sweet. Hey, Mike, Mark, thank you for doing that. That was pretty cool of you to do that.
That was pretty bad, actually. But that's right.
What's that?
That was pretty bad, but thanks for.
No, I think that was really very cool. Wasn't appropriate for me to put you on the spot like that, but I did, and you had fun with it. So thanks for playing along. I love good jokes. I hear good jokes, and I just for whatever reason don't retain them. But I love listening to, and there's nothing like comedy, right? I mean, that really is that's really what it's all about. Now, of course, what it's really all about is me trying to find my light sweet crude charts out here, and I was struggling. And but I'll have them, and we'll take a look at light sweet crude when we get back from this break. Really trying to answer the question: is light sweet crude a potential short right now? We'll be right back.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Larry Pesavento watches the markets 24/7, and now is a great time to try out his daily trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Larry publishes videos and charts for subscribers throughout the week when warranted, and every weekend he puts out a thorough report covering worldwide markets, futures, commodities, and currencies with Fibonacci retracement levels, possible trading setups and zones, and stops and targets for all recommendations included. Larry applies the principles he's developed over decades of trading while analyzing a variety of markets for subscribers. To see for yourself the types of videos, charts, and analysis that Larry provides for his subscribers, sign up for Fibonacci 24/7 today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under the Newsletter tab. You'll also gain instant access to Larry's archived subscriber webinar from earlier this year. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, just $89, exclusively at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with Mark in Fort Collins. We're taking a look at light sweet crude. And during that last segment, we had pulled up the USO chart, which is the ETF that tracks light sweet crude. And what we saw was a brand new profile that had formed below price. Now, knowing that light sweet crude is really what that ETF is emulating, what you and I would really want to do is trade or make our trading decisions off of what's going on the actual crude oil contract. And here we can also see that a new profile has formed. This formed yesterday, and we can see here that price is inside that profile. This profile is bearish in structure. The price right now just traded between the center and the top. So at the top of the profiles are where sellers reside. At the bottom of the profiles are where buyers reside. In the center is where both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value inside that price range. The price range we're talking about is 54.54 at the bottom, or support, 58.81 at the top. Oh, hold on a minute here. Yeah, 58.81, 58.91 at the top, and the center's at 57.82. So, Mark, one of the things from a profile standpoint, so this is the cool thing to help answer your question as well. Because it is bearish in structure, if price can close below the center, which is 57.82, and I'm not talking 57.81. I'm not sure exactly what I'm talking. I just know it's not by a penny out there. But if price can close below the center of that profile, sellers should be able to push price down to that 54 level. You can also see some rising trend lines there. So it would be a short. I would say it would be more of a short if you were to see that. If you wanted to sell resistance, I'd wait for price to get up to 58.91. You won't necessarily have the full confirmation, but what you'll have is sellers at your back at 58.91. And if you saw it close below that, you would want to close out that trade. I hope that makes sense to you, Mark.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay. Folks, stay tuned for great programming today. Enjoy your weekend. Monday, the markets are closed, and I'll be back with you on Tuesday. Have a fantastic Friday, folks.